If I would have said 45, you would have said, oh, about 45. But it was 44, and Chris tells me 24 were from the community, and about 20 from here. How many of you guys were here yesterday? Raise your hand. Okay, so predominantly, well, it's a mix. I was going to say predominantly young people, but young means anybody younger than me, right? So that's almost everybody anymore, the older that I get. When we have that, that'll come up the second week of December. If you've not been to it, come. People sit and talk. I know Irma has, she told me yesterday, she sat and talked the entire time, just person after person after person. So, which is really great, because that's the way that's kind of like what we need to do. We need to more and more just be reaching out. By the way, at the end of our service, if you have a prayer request, do this. So does somebody hear rattling? Yes. Is it this? Move which way? All right, technology again. In our bulletin, the left on the inside, the left cover, if you just take like this, separate the two halves. Write your name in on this half. Now, if you are a guest, if you've not been here before, or you haven't filled this out before, if you're a guest, just go ahead and oh, there we go. Okay, this one I can understand. This is so much better. If you would write your name in on this. Now, if you're, for the first time, if you've, again, never filled this out, put in your email and let us we'll contact you by email. We're not going to drive out to your house in Riverside and pursue you. But we will write you and tell you that we're glad that you were here. I'm almost telling you what we say. But we send you a nice little gift. And actually, if you have never received our book that we give away in the back, How Good is Good Enough, stop by the table where Chris and Chrissy are normally back there. And they'll be there today, and just or just tell them that you never got the book, and they'll make sure that you get one of those books. We want everybody at some point in their life to read How Good is Good Enough. And for you guys that are out involved in evangelism, have you ever read it, brother? Diego? Okay, well then get the book. And have you read it, Joseph? Okay, get the book. I'm telling you, if you're involved in evangelism, get the book and read the book. It's a quick read. And if you're not, it's a good read anyway, and it'll probably make you evangelistic. Now, what I was really going to say is, if you've got a need for prayer, there's certain needs. I mean, we know that the economy is bad. We know that some of you are unemployed, underemployed. Some of you have recently lost jobs. Don't neglect. Don't think everybody knows. Don't neglect to put your name on this and write in how we can pray for you. We will pray for you. Today, after church is over, after we've concluded our service, I'd love to meet some of you right up here and let us just pray. And if you've got some prayer warriors, come up and let's pray for others that need healing, that need a job, that don't know how they're going to pay their rent next month, that kind of stuff. Let's let God be God. So do that. When I was growing up, oh, by the way, my youngest son got married yesterday, and so I've got Betty's brother's here, and Betty's mom's going to be with us for 3 or 4 Sundays, and I don't know how many Sundays it is, but she'll be here until we kick her out. No, she's already got the plane ticket bought, so she's going back to Oregon. But Betty's brother from Oregon, and my niece and my great nieces are here and leaving today at around 3:30 or thereabouts. We got to get them out to the airport. But we've had a fun time having them here, and thank you guys. I didn't expect all of you to come to church, but hey, listen, it gives us a temporary crowd. Crowd for a week. Okay, and Pete and Dorothy, thank you for coming yesterday. That was cool. I want to look at John 1:14. We're not going to read much. We're going to read one verse. But we're going to talk about the verse, and that's where we're headed, and that's what we're going to do today, John 1:14. But I want to tell you about growing up. As I got into my later teenage years, I was involved in sports of all types, just like so many of you, I'm sure, were. And you have a particular type of friend that you attract when all you want to do is play ball. You attract another friend or friends or a group of people that all they want to do is play ball, right? Because wherever the ball is, you're there. And true to form, I had a friend like that. It didn't matter whether it was football, was in season was the field that we were on, or we would make a field to play the game on. My best friend growing up was Bill Newman, up until the time I got married. And for a few years after that, but not long after that, because then he got married and you know, we moved and all of that kind of stuff. He's up in Spokane now. But we had the kind of a friendship that I would just say I've never had a friend like that before or since. I've had good friends. But this was the kind of friendship that when you saw Paul, you saw Bill. The minute we were off work, if we were, you know, as we got a little bit older and had jobs, or when we were younger, the minute we were out of school, we were together. And we always had a ball. We were just doing whatever it took. But then we would hang around with each other, and back in those days, you know, you didn't have a lot of money, but we could afford from time to time to go down and get a Coke or get a hamburger, and we enjoyed doing that. Sometimes, you know, as good friends do, you would just sit on the ground and, you know, look at the grass and be together, and you'd be talking. And there was nothing else. It was just a moment of friendship. Bill and I grew really, really close, and then ultimately, it wasn't work or marriage, I think, that separated us. It was him going into the Navy and me going into the Army, and that was back in the days of the draft, and you just couldn't get out of it. That's the way it was. So you young guys you'll never imagine that we ever had a draft or what the draft was like. But it was one of those things going through high school that you would enroll in college just so that you didn't have to go right away. But all you knew, all you were doing was delaying that time that you're going to go. Bill and I finally went, but we've never really had quite the same relationship since he ended up so many hundreds of miles away. But we've got the kind of relationship still that when we see each other, when we talk on the phone, and now, of course, we're seeing each other at funerals. That's some of our friends of our age now starting to die. It's like we were right back where we were, best friends all over again. Eating together, sleeping at each other's house, working on cars together, playing sports together. If one guy had a date with a girl, both guys were going to show up. And it was that kind of, literally, that's just the way we did it. It was kind of a group thing, but it was only a small group. But the reason I'm telling you about this experience is that I want you to realize that John the Apostle, the writer of the Gospel, had this kind of a relationship with Jesus. No one ever has. There is no other human that ever has been involved in a relationship with God quite like John. John was physically with God. They ate together. They slept in the same bunkhouse. They roasted marshmallows over the same campfire. They went on tours around the hillside together.